folks, here we are, dirty money metal detecting, and we got a very unique project. My main man Chase here was helping out with a friend of ours to clear out their basement for an extermination of some pests, and they had a decommissioned parking meter that was laying there, and homeboy with the treasure hunting brain said, "Hey, can I have that?" And he picked it up and shook it, and there are coins in it. And so, bazinga, we have a unique treasure hunting situation. So we are going to do a little project, and we are going to crack the coin box on this thing. So just be advised, this is not stolen or vandalized property of any city or whatever. This was a decommissioned parking meter in the basement of a friend's house that was given to them by their grandmother and had been sitting in storage, and I guess this person worked for a police department or something like that. So save the comments, save the whatever. Okay, so come along with us if we find out what's in here. So here's the interesting thing, is that this is from the 1950s. So depending on when this was decommissioned, the coins in here could be silver. So stay tuned to see what we find in the box. Alright, the first attempt we're going to do is with my brand new plum vintage restored shiny new ball peen hammer and a nail set. We're going to try to see if we can drive out this pin here. I doubt it'll work, because if it's any kind of safe for a city, it's probably crimped on the inside, so you can't drive that pin out, but we're going to give it a whirl. So stay tuned and see if we can get her done. Alright, so driving that pin didn't work. It only came out like 1/8 of an inch. I just drove it back in because there's no point in messing with that. It's probably crimped in the middle like I thought, because it couldn't be that easy, or criminals on the street would be robbing all the parking meters. So we're going to do some research and see about drilling this lock out possibly to release the latch inside. So stay tuned. Alright, we're busting out the heavy artillery. 1/2-inch drill with a Rodman bit on it. And we're going to drill out the center of this lock and go from there. Stay tuned. Moment of truth. We are in the vault. We are in the vault, people. So let's get a screwdriver. Little flat tippy action. We drilled out the center of that lock. First we center punched it, and then we drilled through the lock mechanism, and she popped right open. So here we go. Oh, look at there, people. Look at all them coins in there.
Dude,
hot
holy
diggity.
crap, man.
Alright, so take a look in there. This is what we found. Here's the lock that broke off. So it's just a simple latch, 3/8 bit, bigger than the shaft, popped right off. Alright, so there's what we found. So we're going to go through all this and see what we have. So stay tuned to see if it's silver. Alright, so before we go look at the contents and the coins, we feel the need that we should always mention safety when involving tools. First of all, eye protection. You only got 2, okay? And second of all, as we're putting tools away, a 1/2-inch drill has a ton of torque, okay? A lot of power. So before we go taking the drill bit out of there, you want to make sure you unplug it, okay? Always unplug power tools when changing bits, okay? So these are the tools that it took for the job, which wasn't much. We first tried punching out the pins with a center punch. That didn't work, okay? The successful set of tools in this situation were a Bosch half-inch drill, a 3/8" Rodman bit, which has a special spade type bit. Almost looks like a masonry bit, but these are, I bought at some show. It's supposed to be able to drill through anything, which it did. It went right through that lock with no problem. And then a little pry bar or flat tip screwdriver to open up the hatch. And that's how you open a decommissioned parking meter. Don't be doing thief stuff out there for all you evildoers. Anyhow, stay tuned when we go inside and we lay out the spread and see exactly what was in there. Coin, dates, mint marks, silver, whatever's in there. It may be all clad, we don't know yet, so it could get exciting. Alright, we're inside and we have the tray of treasure. And we're going to go through each one of these coins and see exactly what we got. Once we get it all figured out, we will go through it with you. It might be just all clad. It might not. The nickels might be old. They might not. Stay tuned, people. Alright, people. We just went through the nickels. And we got a couple that are of interest. Right down here, look. This first one we popped out is 1941. So we'll see if that one's silver. And we also have a 1946, and I believe that's a war nickel, so that's going to have silver in it. Then it steps up to 1962. And then we keep going on in time, and we got two at 1964, and this one here's got some nice patina on it, so that's a pretty cool looking nickel, even though it's out of the goodie range here. Then right here, the day I came into this world, 1970. Then we have we got three, I'm sorry, at 1973. Then 1977 we got two. Two at 1979. One that's in mint shape. This one here might even be able to be put away because it's just like brand spanking new, 1980. Big hair years there. And then we have the newest coin, 2002, which is, my opinion, ain't worth diddly. And we got one from the Great Wide North, the Canadian 1977 beaver nickel. So there you go. There's nickels. Let's go to the rest. See ya. Stay tuned. Alright, so we got information on that first nickel. Here's what it says. The 1941 nickel is the last pre-war nickel. Produced that it had 25% nickel, 75% copper composition. Starting in 1942, the United States Mint started striking 5-cent coins of different composition. A combination of copper, silver, and magnesium. So, that's the skivvy on the first one, the 1941 nickel. Thanks, Mr. Jefferson. Alright, so this is ironic. We're into this thing hoping we got some silver. The first one was the 1941 war nickel, which was the first pre-war nickel, no silver. The 1946 nickel says the first nickels were the first, or the 1946 nickels were the first post-war nickels minted and signified the return of the pre-war composition. 75% copper, 25% nickel, diameter, blah blah blah. During this year, 3 locations struck nickels: Philadelphia, San Francisco, and the Mile High City, Denver, Colorado. So, we have the beginning and the end, the alpha and the omega of nickels on the hunt for silver. Alright, it is what it is, little putty, little paint, don't look what it ain't, you know what I'm saying? So, I guess we're going to go through the rest of it here and see what we got. Stay tuned! Alright, we went through the quarters. No silver. Alright, but the oldest quarter we have is 1965. And we got a 66, 68, 74, 77, 78, 80, 81, 96, and 2000, what was this one? 2002, I think. Nope, 2006. Okay, and then we had 2 bicentennial quarters up here. So nothing significant. And our 1966 quarter took the bullet. I should have shook all the coins to the one end of the coin box, but that one got center punched by the drill bit, so got defaced government currency. Alright, that's it on the quarters. Stay tuned, next is the dime. Alright, the dimes didn't do us any favors either. Can't talk. Alright, here we go. The oldest one, we missed the silver by a few years, 1969. 2 at 73, 1 at 74, 2 at 76, 2 at 79, and 3 at 1980, the big hair years. So, that's it. So it looks like our only treasure so far that I find valuable is the 41 and the 46, the before and after, the alpha and the omega of nickeldom here. So that's it for the parking meter treasure hunt. Stay tuned next time, because you don't know where you're going to find us. Dirty, muddy, metal detecting, getting after it. Always on the hunt and search for treasure. And just remember, Jesus is Lord. What good is it if a man gains the whole world but loses his own soul in the process? Okay? A man greedy for gain pierces himself with many sorrows. It's okay to have riches, just as long as riches don't have you. Get right with the Big Bopper before you leave this world. We'll see you next time. Peace out.